Welcome to my channel. This is Shakil Ahmed again. I am starting a new lecture series on analyzing data with R. Uh, this time I would more probably focus on health related research problems. You will have some research question in your mind and you have uh, think of some research objective and you should have some data set in mind. For this project, for my lecture, I am just taking national health and nutrition examination survey that is conducted in United States by Center of Disease Control and Prevention. uh, so this is a representative sample of US population, and this is conducted every after every year. uh, you can say every 2 years. You can just see, and for example, if we want to see the national health and nutrition examination survey for 2017 and 18, you will see these details related to this data set. And for example, you will find data on different topics related to demographics or dietary data or examination data, laboratory data. And for example, if you want to see the examination data, you will get examination on different health related outcomes. For example, if I want to see the data related to hydrometry, then you can see the whole documentation, and this is the basically the code book where you can see all the variables and their codes and their explanations. For example, if I want to see just this variable, it will give all the details related to this variable. So these are the codes and these are the variable value descriptions and these are the counts and these are the uh, percentage counts, so cumulative counts. All right. So you can just, when you have your data, you can just check or you can compare your results with the results provided in this report. So this is all about the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. So whatever survey you are using for analyzing your data or you are getting your research question, you need to have detailed information about that survey, how the survey was conducted, what was the sampling design, and what process of sampling was used, and what was the uh, questionnaire tools for collecting the data, and how many stages are uh, conducted for gathering the data. So you should have all this information, and you can see all this information on the website. For example, this is about the national health and examination survey data. Similarly, if you are using DHS data or you are using mixed related data set, then you can visit their respective websites, and then you need to have detailed information about how the survey was conducted and how the data was collected and how the final data set was observed or recorded. And then you will go to the uh, data analysis section stage. So this is a brief view about how you can see your data and how you can see the codes, and uh, without having information about your codes or your description about the variables, you can't even transform the variables, you can't even record the variables, you can't even merge the variables, you can't even remove the missing values. So all for all these pre-process, you need to have a detailed information about your data set. So uh, I'm just giving a brief view, but if you are analyzing your data, then you need to see all the details within this documentation page. So, we just taking data set for National Health and Nutrition and Examination Survey 2005 to 2018. This is for 7 cycles, and we have this data set, and we will learn how to import data from a stata file. Basically, my data was saved in stata file, so I am just importing the data using the command read dta, that is used for stata data. If you are importing from csv, then you can use read csv, or if you are importing from excel, then you can use accordingly. So just for importing this data set, you need to install Haven package. I have already installed, so I just need to run the code, and I am opening a new R script. This is about R Studio. You already know about R Studio. I am just skipping this, and I have already installed this library, so you can just import this data. This is the path of data I have saved. So now the data is uh, in your PC. You can view. I just named the data as df, and you can view the data as using the view command. It will take some time as the data is very large. I think you can just check dimension of data. This is all about the data set. You can see different variables here, and you can see the dimension of the data. That is, we have 70,190 observations with 958 variables. So this is all about data, and you can just see the structure of data, strdf, to see the structure of all variables. This include, for example, if we see about this variable, this is numeric, and it has it start from uh, case 1 to case this, and we have these values, mostly NA values in start, and then other things, and these are about their format and their specification in stata. And you should basically know the type of your variable, whether it is numeric or factor or character. And if you don't know about the type of your variable, it will cause difficulty while analyzing or while applying some functions. Some functions are only applicable to the factors, or some functions are only applicable to the numeric values. So you should know what structure your variable has. That is important. And then we will go toward uh, you can just check your name of your variables as names df, and basically we need to rename the variables, as these are the codes, as I already shown that the variables are coded with different names. For example, we just see that these are the very coded names, and we need exact name. For example, for this variable, uh, head, cold, runny nose, and array key today. So what should be name of this variable? So you can rename your variables using rename command, which I will show. Just you can, for example, for gender, I'm just renaming names df. It means in data frame you are naming uh, what naming uh, what name you are giving. Just you are naming your variable gender to sex. Means this is easy for me. That is ri gender, ria gender that were written in the data set. So I just named as sex. So it is easy for you. Whenever you will call this variable, you can just write df and then data frame dot sex. So we are just renaming this variable as sex. So then you can just see, for example, df 6. So now you can see this variable in your data set, and it has two values, one for male and two for female. Either one for female, I don't know which one is the exact gender. So this is the way to rename your data, and you can similarly just copy paste this and just change these two variables. The, these are the old names and these are the new names. You can just repeat this process for all other variables for your uh, which you are including in your study. For example, these are the variables I am including in this tutorial. For example, gender of respondent, and then age of respondent, and then income of respondent. So I'm just giving simple names: sex, age, income, ethnicity, marital status, and education, edu. I'm just writing edu. So you can just run these commands and you will see your new variables. And you will find basically these variables are already saving in your data frame, your original data set, and just changing the name in your original data set. And you can just uh, write the description of the variables for your uh, easiness. You can, it will be easy for you if you write description in front of all variables. So the next thing is to summarize your data. You need to see the frequencies, how many values, how many possible values a variable has, and how the values are distributed. For example, how many females are there, how many males are there in your data. You need to uh, find the frequency table at least for first time. So I am just calling the library summary tools. You need to install this library, and then uh, you can find frequency for example df and then sex. I am just finding frequency for the variable sex, and that is we have how many males, 34,000 males and 35,000 females in our data set, with 49% and 50%. So this is we just need to do before further uh, trans, uh, transposing or further recoding your data. You just need to know how many values, how many ones are in your data set, how many twos are in your data set. So you can just check for all variables using the same command. For example, you can see about education, how many groups we have. So we have 9 groups, and we need to describe all these groups. You just need to go to the NHANES, and then you need to see all the uh, codes for all these categories as well. For example, one stands for which categories, and two stand for which category, which educational category, and you should have all these information. So similarly, you can see the frequency of the by ethnicity. This is the result I got for ethnicity, and similarly we can get for income. Although income is also income can be continuous as well, but here they are uh, divided income into different groups. For example, people with income $2,000 or less, or 4,000 to 2,000 to 4,000, and so on. And for continuous variable, you can check just summary of the results, just with summary command, and then you can see the summary of the 5 number summary statistics. You can say the minimum value, the quantiles, and the median and mean. Also you can have 6 statistics. So from this you can just take idea that your variable starts from 0 and ends at 85, and the median age is 26 and mean age is 31. And then uh, you can record your data. You can just, for example, you can just label your data, and you can uh, record your data, and you can see more detail about your data. So in next video I will just uh, do